Welcome. This channel is a raw public journal dedicated to software development mastery. Over the next few months, you'll see me focused on rigorous practice, tackling DSA problems, designing complex systems, and solidifying core CS theory. I'm putting this out there for one reason only, accountability. This is how I train myself to articulate solutions clearly by speaking my thought process out loud. This isn't a guide or a course, it's just an unfiltered record of my progress. I'll be following the NEET code 150 and this is day one. I'll be doing the first question contains duplicate. This is a lead code easy and given an integer array nums return true if any value appears at least twice in the array and return false if every element is distinct. So first thoughts is that the numbers can repeat any number of times and there is no foundation. uh, like the foundation is that the number can be basically any integer and the length of the array is from 1 to 10 to the power 5. I can think of three solutions. Of course, the first brute force one where I can uh, iterate the loops twice and basically I can say for int I in nums for int uh, okay, let's do index because I can say int I equal to 0 is less than nums dot size I plus plus for int j equal to I plus 1. J is less than nums dot size j plus plus, and if nums of I is equals to nums of j, oops, return true, and if nothing was returned at the end, we'll return false. So what I've done here is that for uh, like I'm starting to iterate the loop, the list from the very start, and for each iteration, I also do another iteration from the next element in the list, and then I'll loop through all these elements to see if any of these elements is same as the very first element here. This is a brute force solution where the time complexity will be O of n square since we are in the worst case traversing the entire list like n times, and then for the second element n minus 1 times and so on. So constant space and O of n square time complexity, and hit submit. Yeah, time limit exceeded. So second option is basically to sort these numbers, still keeping the time complexity same. And what we'll do is once I sort these numbers, if any consecutive number is and then I can just traverse the list, and if the consecutive numbers are same, then there was a duplicate. So I can just say sort nums dot begin comma nums dot end, and after that I can say you know uh, I can loop from the very first element to the second last element, and I can say that if nums of I is equals to nums of I plus 1, that means the next element, then I can just return true. And if after the entire list is traversed and we didn't find any duplicates, we will return false. And again, this has constant space, but the time complexity now is O of n log n, which is the time required to sort the array. Traversing the list of numbers will just take O of n time, but since sorting already took n log n, the total time complexity is just n log n, and I can probably hit submit, and I have high hopes that it would work. Yeah, perfect. So, uh, yeah, this worked. I can also think of a solution where, like, we can use extra space and bring the time complexity down to O of n. So, if I just save these numbers in an unordered map, and then, you know, like just traverse through these and see that if a particular number has already appeared, uh, then I can just find out if there were duplicates in uh, just a single pass of the array. And for that, what I can do is I can just have an unordered map of int comma bool. This int will be the number in the list, and the bool will be whether or not it has appeared yet. So I'll call it whether it has been seen or not. And what I can do is uh, I can say that, you know, if uh, if the if the number is already in the array, so if numzi is already seen in the array, then we'll return true, which means there was a duplicate because this number has appeared again. And if this is the first time the number is appearing, we'll set it to will set it true in the scene array. So I'll just say that scene nums I equal to true. What this does is basically when we look at the first element, it comes in this else block and sets one to true in this unordered map, and then same for 2, 3, and 4. And since in this case none of the numbers repeat, the loop will end and we'll return false, saying there was no uh, duplicates in the array. While in this example, 1, 2, and 3 on the first passes will just be saved to the unordered map, and on the last element, we'll see that this particular number already exists in this map and already has a value of true. So we'll break the loop and return true from the function, indicating that uh, this number has already appeared. So yeah, I'll just submit it and we'll see if this works. Oh, did I do something wrong? Uh, scene. If the scene I of this number is true, then return true, which means it has already appeared, right? Does this unordered map has a default value? Oh shit, I was running it till the second last element. Let me just do a run here and see if yeah, test cases pass. And oh, awesome. Huh. Surprising that uh, the runtime increased from the last solution that I submitted 4 minutes ago. Oh, I've done this problem back in 2021. Interesting. Yeah, so like somehow the runtime was 19 milliseconds when the time complexity was n log n, and it is 55 when the time complexity is like O of n. But yeah, all three solutions worked, and thank you.